going? Oh, wow. I don't know why that surprised me. Um, anyway, hi. Um, um, and I'm gonna be working on TTRPG stuff. Um, um, yeah, so, um, um, this is Friends. Um, and yeah, it's pretty much done. Um, on and off while, um, adjustments to it, editing it. Um, uh, that first or second bar stands for. And so generally those kinds of games are higher fatality, they're brawling, less about narrative. Not that I dislike any of them, but I also like kind of games with roguelikes, I find, or narrative here. So, so got a to-do. Um, um, oh no, we didn't make items research. Fun, I'm glad. And I think what I wanted to retroactive backstory, um, kind of chill, going through good. Um, so talk about retro. Um, actually what we're gonna first as part of. Well, let me explain what. Okay, so these games are not very character driven. They're not, and characters generally don't have a lot of backstory. So one that I took from one of the documents, the document was based on retroactive backstory. Every time your character levels up, backstory. Um, so your backstory, and it has like a bit of a setup to character could have. Then basically everyone comes up with a votes on how your character came, for what, and then get a little bonus based on that could be like +1 to a stat. The other ones off the top of my head, +1 to stat, probably like +1 to hit ones, wackier hit or whatever. So there are two things I want to do with it. First, that I want to make sure all of the effects are suitable, like mechanically. I want to make sure I want to decide what I want from the table and then change the table. That this table was written by someone else, so not it doesn't necessarily. Um, so I just wanted to count what what effects are in, how many of them I want wacky and game changing. What I've run into a lot in play that a lot of them um there's some a lot of the effects are very um so I want to try to probably bring that in a little bit. And yeah, and the second thing I want to do is, because again it was written by another person, I want to make things that sometimes edgy, sexual way, ads put players um that way too. So I think I started this a long time because I have this in the to do, like clearly a semi edit. I think kind of just highlighting stuff that I thought didn't. I don't think except for like these I did clearly change. Um, okay. So I think how I want to start is I think it would be get like an approximation of um what kinds of effects are in as like effects that the how many of them purposes I want goals target what I want the effect and and it doesn't need to be kind of just sort of like it doesn't need to practice but um doesn't need to match exactly. Um, but yeah. So anyway, um, aren't very pretty. But let's just think about what kinds of things um able to get how so effects that are get, but off the top of my head, that increase that increase might be I might combine some of these power situational powers. What I mean by that is the situational power. I'll say limit. Like once per session you may do X. Once per session you may cast range. Situational passives are like when our fleet add one, you don't have access. Then wacky. That's out like only using my vague recollection of that is that is the kinds of things I think are on there. And so what do I want out of it? I'm gonna do this. That'll be two. I feel like the main problem with the table of things um that some of the powers. This is probably I support wacky. So 5 to 10. Um, core stat increase like should be um they're kind of they're very safe. They like to give to players, have a lot of impact, but um um then skill increase probably should be as I think it increase I think should you know damage kind of cool. Be the kind of thing that I don't know. I don't know if there are any um and that might be impact. I don't know. Um um limited powers pretty rare. Um and um these are usually pretty No passives I think yet. So okay, and I don't think we're but let's what we're at and slash add more cat. So if we take the high ends, our range got 25, 75. So um that's um or we could leave counting, but I think even this no this is that like there are a fair bit all probability 25%. Most of the time you should probably be getting that is a little impactful. Um well, you do it in, um yeah, so let's read through. I'm not gonna read narrative stuff. I was looking um they're going to be kind of hard, but in category. So we might have to doesn't really matter because um one plus two ones to hit versus enemies. Um all that um um action or ones that I've already. Um, wrong. These could be. Um, okay, nice. Easy. Thanks, that's good. Uh, ha, oh, penalties. Oh, I forgot that they're. That's funny. This one's massive. I'll have to clarify. Um, yep, that one. Plus one round. The cool thing about the citrus, that's cool. Um, um, I will categorize the skill. Try that. Pretty quiet for me. My goal is to make. Um. Okay. If anyone is watching has opinion. Um. I remember doing some the the lynch. See how just um once per second allies by your fumble. Um. Power. Not a lot of damage increase. Less. Allies hit five to um uh all that situation. Finally a damage increase. Um. Add another. Um. Oh, I didn't. plus one to actions taken to solve the situation. This is a really getting try the results. And actions session. That seems good. Wait, this is really funny. Did I write this? Every 10 real party sends planning take 1 point of damage. That's so fucking funny. Holy. I might have written that. Given that it's on the parentheses, kind of sounds. Um, well, I think we should. Um, so that one needs to be. Anyway, um, power penalty. Um, wow, that's um, that's way. Um, once per set power. That's fine. Very good set. Um, okay. Oh, cool. That's plus two effect. I love this little drug effect. This is the problem. Also, like OSR stuff. I mean, I love OSR stuff. Um, and a lot of it is like I think but I don't know. I think this is a sometimes OSR or adventure just stuff without explaining. Like in this case, drug effects are double, and I don't know. There are no drugs there. What are people at? Also, is my up or am I really quiet? Hello, 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 hello. Okay, sorry, I got distracted because lower than usual, but I can't really tell. So hopefully, oh well. Please tell me if my audio is fucked. Um, okay. Okay, yeah, catalog this. So this is passive, passive. So many of these. Um, threats will not prioritize you. Agonize. Plus one to do things everyone says is a bad idea. Oh, that's I could think of players, so that's a really good one for. Um, passive. I think. Um, okay. Stat, string text. Reroll one's this one's really plus one to saves to avoid things. Good, vague. Um, so power passive. Gotten a wacky. I think you could argue that some of these are wacky, but I don't know. Um, will force escalator. Good friend. Choice one use power. Okay, but these powers. This is really. Turns out that somebody you know here is buddy. Wait, John? Up to you whether you want to use. Good. Um, hit you. Good one. Automatic crit. Also pass. Fun. Um, actually happened to for your character. Driver. Um, morale check. Telling. Yeah, both of these are questionable content wise, but they are. Passive. Oh, resume. It's also funny because sometimes like this happens. When I was using. I would start playing playlist or and on YouTube after like 30 minutes it does. Are you still thing or whatever? Have sometimes I just wouldn't that for like hours. Like oh I was listening. Okay. Passive, passive. Yeah, this scrolling up and down is not good, but I mentioned this is kind of hard to work on on stuff like this because I don't know. I feel like usually doing this goes side by side, but if I do that on the street, also I can't even two. I don't. I mean, there's a way to do it. So we'll just scroll. Uh, got some easy. That's buzz. That's a power. Passive. Plus two to evade check. Those are not quite. Evade use. Full stealth. So it's like a stealth increase. Um, I guess we'll zoom. Um, that stat. Um, also stat. Um, passions. I think are passive. Double eight. some. That pretty happen just in terms of power. Um, passive ability. And it's a hit bonus. Nice. Rare. Um, passive. I did have a character quest start, full quest start, trying to get back a bow. This is really cool. Power. Douchebag. Rusty. Oh, no, I didn't write. Power pass. I personally. Um, um, situationally. Plus when I seem to black, so that's funny. Okay. Both AC bonus. Is that a two? Okay. Oh yeah. Good to stay away. Um, or at least um, that's a power though. That's passive. Um, session, power, power. They'll be exciting ones. I hope I can do more passive passive. Okay. Plus one dex is um ads are going. Standing next to you. Wow. Runaways hardly last. Foursomes. I'd say that. Passive skills you can. That's cool. Um, Session. Um, cool. They pass thing. Passive. Pass their next save. That's nice. T. Um, Galaxy. One ski. That's cool. Kristen has passive power and passive. That plus two to hit. Damn. Every year times. Um. Oh, that's more of a. This I would say is not. I think that this up distant, so it's this one I think is a combat thing because which probably shouldn't let players get every combat, but um passive and plus two at a large social event. Passive once per session. Oh, gain access to a large social event. Good. Passive. Problem also with copy paste some use. I don't know. Like I really don't think I read through them. So I mean that's important, obviously. Um, versus it is both effect wise, but on the table is like 100 entries, like sentences. It's like ugh, a lot of work. Um, it was generally good. Skill passive. Hello, can't hear. Thank you. I wasn't sure about that. Thank you for letting me know. I felt like my mic was quiet. I don't always. Okay, is that better? Thank you for. Um, yes, on the whole, little quiet though. Yeah, I sure if I like. Hold on, take off my headset and see if one of these. No, I don't think so. Yeah, I feel like my mic got quieter than it was, and I strive to not be on. Ooh, okay. I accidentally, I accidentally changed the gain from +1. I was trying to go to 3 and I accidentally typed in 30 and I was like, oh God, do not say anything. Um, okay. I don't know what the quality of that is going to be like, but it should at least be audible. Anyway, Spotify. Stop playing. Okay. Um, I can hear you really. Cool. Um, yeah. So this is I will, I'll give you a little rundown here. Um, so this is an OSR game. Um, I have been working on with my friends for a couple of years. I'm Ben. Hello, the titular Ben. Yeah. So an OSR game, if you're not familiar, it just sort of means that the game is based on second editions of D&D. So it's more like dungeon crawly focused, less narrative focused, more high fatality. Um, um, so more like a plays more like a roguelike dungeon crawler type thing more than a narrative focus. Yeah, old school revival, old school. Yes, exactly. Um, yeah, so that's what kind of game it is. It's pretty much done. Like it's been in a very playable state for a long time. Um, so I'm trying to go through and different lesser used rule sections to like edit them and clean them up and edit some of the tables to make them more usable and better. Um, I don't know. I don't, you know, have plans to like sell it or anything, but like maybe one day I will will be able to post it somewhere if it looks pretty. Um, I've worked on some other RPGs um in the past a little bit, and like I don't know, that last step of like editing stuff like that is a lot of work. And I have obviously haven't done that here all doc. Um, pretty long doc. Um, anyway, there's more info here, which I don't know if I'm gonna read all aloud, but yeah, that's the TLDR. Um, if you're familiar with OSR stuff at all, um, it's originated by taking a lot from Lamentations of the Flame Princess, but that is pretty far in the past at this. Um, I don't think I don't think you need Lamentations. Um, but you will see some cool that system. Anyway, yeah. What is your RPG? Oh, you're very aware of it, but I've never really dived into anything. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, that's good. Um, well, I mean that makes me glad because it's always, it's hard to tell even with people who play RPGs, um, if they're as you know, lots of people play mostly modern games like 5e 3 point whatever. Um, yeah, it's fun. Um, I don't know if it's like not appealing to you or you just haven't had a chance, but I think it's quite fun. I really like the. I'm a big fan of like in terms of like video games. I'm a big fan of like difficult games. And so OSR TTRPGs like are basically that for me in TTRPG form. Um, so I think they're really great that way. I get the same things out of them. Um, you know, lots of like tactics matter, planning sort of thing. But obviously since RPG, all the benefits of being able to approach situations. I don't need to tell you. Yeah, and so right now I'm going through this table. Um, I'll give you a quick rundown. I'm going through this table. Hard Sparrow put me off a little, like expect character death. That's fair. That's fair. But I appreciate that. Uh-huh. Yeah. No, that's fair. Um, I feel like, yeah, I mean, definitely a lot of players like unsurprisingly like their characters and want them to stay alive. But I think it is just like an expectations thing. Um, yeah, these games obviously are less about the characters and the narrative and more about like the dungeon crawl. Um, so, but yeah, I do hear that a lot from people who are like very attached to their characters and want to go through stories with them. It's understandable. Um, yeah, so I'm going through this table, the retroactive backstory table, and short version of this mechanic is that, speaking of not being a lot of narrative, every time you level up in this system, roll on this table, um, and there is a situation that like gives your character a piece of backstory. So there's like a situation snippet here. Oh, I grabbed the divider. Um, and then based on the idea is that based on how your character has acted in the game so far, um, the other players will decide like with you which of these things fits your character the most, and then it becomes part of your backstory, and you get some kind of bonus for your character, which is pretty cool. So it's kind of just like a fun thing that you get bonuses for, um, and that fleshes out your character a little bit more if you want to play into that as you level up. Yeah. I love the other side. It's really cool. It is really cool. You know, I play a game in this system, and it's always really fun. Um, I have a lot of fun like talking with the other players. Um, being like, what do we think? What do we think, John? What do we think John would do here? Do we think he's been evil? And then like coming up with the story is fun. Um, so yeah, it's mostly for fun, but it also like can give you cool bonuses, um, which is neat. Um, part of what I want to do with like, and we'll refer to the design pillars here, just glasses. Um, you know, I like it. I like giving players weird options, or basically like weird tools in their toolkit. Hopefully they'll use fun ways. So there's a little of that. Yeah. So right now, I'm just going through it, and I'm doing the very exciting and fun work of counting what types of things are in the table. Mostly because I'm curious, because I didn't write this table originally, um, and then want to go through it and adjust those numbers, make it in line with what I want. Because a problem I've run into with this table is that some of the effects are like too powerful, um, or more powerful than what I want. So I want to address. And also some of the content is not what I want. Um, Sometimes when you take stuff from other people, you know, it can be like maybe you're going for approach like romance or something in a way you don't really want to do. So that's why I'm going through. Right now I'm just counting what kinds of. So that's what's going on. But if you have any other questions, are you trying to even out the types basically? I see one that has 44 there, so there's yeah. Well, I don't okay, I don't think that they don't need to be even. I don't think. They don't need to be like perfectly. Um, but yeah, this is what they actually are currently in my count. And then before I started going through it, I did like a rough like what would I want in this table? Um, this was before I looked at it again. So you can see that the reality is pretty different. And I'll probably like adjust my target numbers afterwards a little bit because this was just like brainstorming. Um, but like it seems like the way that the table is that there are a lot of these like niche sort of things, which are like, when you are fleeing, add to your running away rule, or once per session, find a friend, and um, that's fine. I might want to decrease those a little bit and add more of the other ones, but yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not trying to even them out, just trying to adjust them to match some targets that are pretty arbitrary. It doesn't matter if they match exactly. I just want to like know what's in there, make it match what I want. Yeah, cool, cool, cool. Yeah, because like I don't know. The thing is that like I decided to use this table because like obviously the concept of retro backstory is really cool, like you said, and the table is generally good, but I don't know if I've actually like read through the entire table, so that's why the content and the effects aren't like exactly what. Or I've certainly never gone through and edited because it's a lot of work. It's 100 entries, man. Anyway, yeah. Um, Let me know if you have any other questions or whatever. Also, what do you play? Um, um, um. Okay. Yeah, D100 table with even being unique. Yeah, uh-huh. Yeah. It's a lot. And yeah, I've definitely run into that issue like, writing stuff for this RPG like much earlier on in the process, like especially with Tristan, my co-writer. It's easy to have like really I suck at tables. Yeah. It's easy to have like really ambitious ideas about like really cool tables that like you can use in your game, but then when you actually get down to it and it's like, okay, now I have to think of 4 D20 tables of random effects. Like, ugh. Yeah, when it's more than like an adjective or something, it's kind of a lot. So props to the person who made this table originally, for sure. But like, hold on, if I could just show you something else in this, um, I'm gonna leap right to the part of the system. Um, the cool, hold on, I think my hyperlinks have, but that will make, yeah. Anyway, I think the coolest part of the system is the magic system. Um, I noticed on the design floor somewhat specifically about tables makes me shiver because writing tables is my worst nemesis. Uh-huh. No, I personally I love tables because I just I think they're I think that the randomization you get from them is really fun. Like I said, I really like roguelikes and digital generation sort of things. So just like having parts baked into the system that's like randomness, even wackiness, or Gonzo RPG. Um, I think is cool. I'm a fan of that kind of thing. That can like has a chance of throwing your session into disarray. I think that's really fun. Or even that just adds a little. But I was gonna say, yeah, I think like I've run into that problem where like the table you want to write is really big and it's hard to write a table that big. I just wanted to like give an example of when I was writing miscast results, like how to miscast spells in our system. What we originally wanted to do was like make a table where like every spell had like six unique miscast results, which depending on how familiar with you are with OSR stuff, that is inspired by like a specific Lamentations of the thing, uh module supplement. Um but obviously that's an insane amount of work if you have like over 100 spells or whatever. Um so I ended up making this table which is instead of yeah, instead of the text is probably gross. Yeah, it's not formatted very well. I apologize. Um like instead of there being unique effects for every spell, um there are these the spells are sorted into like four different schools. Each of the schools has like, seven different effects. Um and then the severity of the effects varies on how bad the miscast is, and then there's this table one level above, so you don't get that time um effects. So anyway, that's just like it's still like cool table, but it's a lot less than it was. So I believe you have the power to make cool tables more manageable, and everyone enjoys. It. But yeah, I also like tables, so that probably helped me in writing that. Um, I don't think we have a seafaring. That would be a skill. Skill seafaring. Not a skill to have in the system. Okay. Does the system have skills? Yes. Um, they're not incredibly important generally, which I don't really think is as skills are, I think, good things that can't be role played, which is a very sorry for have that like you generally. Um, but like yeah, I'm gonna summarize this, but you can read it if you'd like to. Um, but yeah, basically they're like, oh, your mic is cutting out. No, okay, I'll move it closer to my. I'm sorry, sorry for the variable quality, both the stream and the audio. Um, hopefully that I don't know. Thank you. Um, yeah, so basically they're D20 skills. Um, I just want to make sure we can hear you. No, I appreciate it because like I don't have a great way of judging that. Um, anyway, yeah, basically they're D20 skills. Um, so they start at 18 out of 20, which is like a really low chance of success because you higher than your skill basically. And then as you level up, you can them. Um, you can distribute skill points on character creation based on your profession, um, your ugh, on your failed profession, which is part of character creation. Um, and there is a class specialists which specialize in skills and they get more skill points. Um, but yeah, you can see Arcana for identifying potions and scrolls, Backstab, which is a combat one, Bushcraft, Climbing, First Aid, which is I need to make it not look like that. Um, Languages, which is a really cool skill. Roll languages when you first encounter first time in the game. Performance, sleight of hand, crossbow, stealth, tinkering. And that's it. So hailed profession. Uh-huh. Okay, I'll get to that in a sec. But yeah, you can see these are skills and they're all kind of niche. Can focus on them if you want to and be really good or pretty good at one particular thing, which can be cool. Um, I do my best to make. Um, yeah. So, but there is no seafaring, notably no seafaring. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what the I don't know. I don't even know if I ever have had seafaring in this system. I think because I'm not really a fan of. Okay, 'cause this is hard. This is hard to do because like if you want a skill for driving a boat, manning a boat, like how do you do it without making it too neat? Seafaring is okay, but like it runs into the problem of like obviously it's useless if you're not doing a campaign where you're on the water at all, which is like most campaigns. Um, so I don't know. I don't love it. And then the other one that I see is that I'm more of a fan of, less in like fantasy settings, is operate vehicle. I like operate vehicle because it's a little more applicable to general stuff. Like obviously not in like classic fantasy settings, where you don't really have vehicles, but like ships, cars, sort of thing. It also doesn't make as much sense narratively because those are all absolutely discrete skills. But if you have a discrete skill for like drive car and drive boat and drive plane, then I think they become too neat. That's just my opinion. But I don't like skills when they're too neat. Um. Anyway, so but seafaring is okay for OSR stuff because you can use it for like you know tying knots and other seafaring skills. But so maybe I had it at one point, but I would have taken it out if I would have thought that it's actually like not applicable enough in general. I think the system can survive without a seafarer. Um, yeah, okay, failed profession. Um, I'll just walk through the whole. That's fine. It's fun for me. So this is part of character generation. Another thing that I took from someone else's table at some point. Yeah, your other skills aren't situationally specific. Like seafaring would be their actual skills, while seafaring might be more accurate. Like, yeah, yes, no, 100%. Yeah, yeah, no, yeah. I'm trying to think of a good response to what you said, but um, yes, you're right. And it's like the other problem is that like the other problem with seafaring as a skill is like it is more of a background. Um, but like it's only applicable in a niche situation, and then you're in a niche situation like you're doing a campaign or an adventure on a ship, then it becomes like a need to have, which is also bad because it's like kind of over centralizing, I guess, to use like a build word. Um, which isn't really the case for any. I think like ideally you'd want like people to pick their favorite skill and then be the best at it in the party, and then you could have people who are useful at different things. But if you're on a ship, then like you should probably just take CJ. Um, yeah, like clock making is applicable. Yes, yeah. One thing that I like, one thing that I'm going for with this system is that it doesn't come with a setting. Um, some systems do. You're familiar with. Ooh, do I remember any systems right now? Oh yeah, you play RPGs named. Um, if you're familiar with like Heart or Spire, obviously those have like baked in systems that are very important. Yeah, Heart. Yes. Um, I was I was trying to think of one in particular that I really like. But that's fine. But anyway, yeah. Um, it makes sense if you're working with the constraints of a particular setting to have setting specific skills, but this system is setting agnostic. I'd like people to be able to use it in whatever kind of campaign they want to play, generally within the constraints of being a classic fantasy campaign. Um, so yeah, avoiding that. Back to failed profession. Um, this is just a little bit in character creation that gives your starting character a little bit of flavor. It's fun. Um, you roll it during character creation, and just you get a failed profession that your character was, and you get weapon from that, and you get some random other item from that. And that's basically it. Uh, it's just kind of a cute thing. Um, and give your character a little bit of character if you want them to have, if you want them to. Um, and it's just some randomization that I think is fun. So again, playing to the tables are fun theme. Um, yeah, but also relevant to skills. Um, the idea is that based on your failed profession, you have skill points to allocate based on that. You go like, oh, okay, because I'm an astrologer, it would make sense for me to have of the 8 points I get, 4 in Arcana and 4 in I don't know bushcraft because I camped outside a lot to see the stars. Um, and as long as it's vaguely reasonable, I think, then the DM should be like, yeah, sure, that sounds great. So that's the idea behind that. Um, and a lot of these ideas are not like, you know, they're not ideas that I've. It is cool. Thanks. And these ideas are not like all ones that I've come up with, but a lot of them I've taken like in part from other people's documents. I don't want to like I don't want to take credit for those things. Um, I think retroactive backstory, or sorry, I think failed professions I originally got from a document called 10-Foot Plea Makes House Rules, which is the Lamentations of the Flame Princess house rules document. And retro backstory I might have gotten from the same document. But yeah, they are modified at the very least. Yeah. uh oh, thank you. Thank you, Tree, for following. I appreciate the voice will repeat exactly what I say. I was gonna say downside of someone joining, I stop working entirely on whatever I was doing. Upside of someone joining, I get to talk to someone. A lot more fun. That's good. Um, Seafaring. Okay. I think I marked this one. Um, +1 HP when eating to heal. +1 C for 10 minutes downing alcohol. This is a passive. Is um oh, I guess I should say um in general that I do try to work on TTRPG stuff like once a week, twice a week. Try to do TTRPG stuff one of those days ish, just in case. How frequent? Um, one to gambit attempt. That's a combat bonus. Once per session. Oh, your mic cut out after once. Okay. Yeah, I probably started mumbling then. I was just saying yeah, I try to do TTRPG stuff once a week, and then I usually play game other day and week. Um, but yeah, TTRPG stuff usually on Sunday, which is next. So I try to do that fairly consistently. Not a professional. Um, combat and power. Nice. I don't watch streams hardly ever. I'm leaving stuff by for the Hell yeah. Well, appreciate you. I like streaming this because it's great to find and talk to. There's not really, I don't know, there's not really like a great category for this. I don't know. Tabletop RPG is fine, but like you look in the category, it's like all people playing tabletop RPGs, which so makes sense. But like I'm not, I'm not doing that. Here. Once per session, beat a helpful string. Power +1 push. Ooh, yeah. The this is a possible content issue here. I will probably change that. This one. Yeah, it's unfortunate because I'd love to watch more people work on TTRPG on my own. Yeah, that makes sense. That's cool. Um, yeah, yeah. If you have any like questions, I'm not like a professional, but obviously I try to make RPGs sometimes. Um, I think I have to go, so I can maybe next week. Okay. Thanks for stopping by, Treve. Thanks for following. Appreciate it. Nice talking with you. Bye. Very cool. Okay. First stat, passive. Nice fellow. RPG. Um, stat. Um, Modified. Death table is a system. Um, so this is the path. When somebody is about to roll, you may somehow get in the way. They perform the roll as if they'd taken the hit, but you damage and the negative effect way below the one they would have received. Jesus. Passive and power. Okay. Once per session, stumble across someone who session. Power. Benjamin dies under your plus 2 to saves for 10. Okay. Passive. Um, whenever a weapon or armor breaks, you can reaction. This should probably be whenever you're an ally. I'll edit that later. Until I didn't write it spelling. Okay, anyway, that's a passive. Um, willingly destroy your weapon on hit to deal. That's cool. Um, action rolls. Stylish clothes. Call that a passive. Plus one to AC when you're covered in filth. It's really funny that there are penalties in the table, but that there are only like, I mean, two of them so far, and we're halfway through. This would really feel like a fuck you to get that. When the odds of getting it are like 1%. So you can expect the bonus or horrible. Um, may grant next to you to prevent falling. Passive. Fall plus 40. Or passive. It doesn't really. I call more age in the first round. Ooh, that's cool. That's the defense. Plus one you own. That's a defense. That's more. I also thought damage. Uh, plus one to hit guard soldiers, another blah, plus one to hit professionals. Those are both to hit combat. Offense. Surprisingly damage to passive. Plus two to harm innocents this session. Okay. No, actually, sorry. This is situational damage to hit. Heal one attack that randomly hit you hit someone else. Enforce randomly target attacks to attack you target you. That's cool. Um passive and power. Plus three to backstab. Skill. Once per session. Once per session. Those took to your power. Once per session, heal one negative. Add the magnitude of that to any other. Oh, that's sick. Powers. breaking this down is making it go. It's not really actually productive, better, but like you want to do it, and it will. I think the problem I when I tried to edit the table was I was like, okay, I should change this effect because I don't like it, or I think I can make this. I was like, what should I change it to? Then it's like, well, I don't know. What do I want it to? Like, what does this table need more of? I didn't know. When you're in the front row of the marching order, the party gets +2 AC when caught in a surprise round. That's cool. Um, Back of the march, party gains. I would call this a defense bonus. And we can call this an offense bonus. Sorry, I'm just thinking back on the voice that plays. Funny every time I say the to me. Um Session find a trustworthy society contact city. Power. Um stat. Next next character, your child, starts with half your I don't know how you would categorize that one. Name the location. Child's grave. Show a PC your child's grave for the first time. Yikes. Uh, wow. That's also like really exploitable. I think this will be edited for sure, but looking at it as is, um, that's a power. Yes. This is. I'm gonna call this one fun wacky. It's certainly wacky. I don't. Doesn't really feel right to categorize a power. Finally got a the wacky fun and seems sort of wrong. So that's okay. Um, plus passive session card out and S10. I've rolled this one. Once per I was the most terrible around the local show up somehow. That's not that sounds like a penalty, but it's more of a power because you can choose situations when so any power. Plus two rolls or a passive. Get a reroll fallout of someone disregarding your advice. What does that mean? Once per session, get to their single round by something. This is a power. Get against fallout of I interpret that as if someone disregards your harmful. I think is power. Per session, by one you fail, you take the D. That's fun. Power. Whenever it dies, some round per level of damage and death crits. Just one. That's cool. You get like a little um power. 'Roll the worst possible failure on a roll. Other PCs plus one AC. Um, whenever you roll the worst possible fit, other PC 1 HP. Those are both expensive ones, I guess. 5%. That's a pass. Double X. Laughing because the idea I had a long time ago having double in my RPG sessions in order to make the players show up. Um, it's just so hilariously such a good idea. TTRPG DMs should host. Sorry, what was the one I was just passive stat? Right. Double XP. Um, okay. I result to someone else. I don't know if that one makes sense in our but that's passive. Plus one to fleet rolls. Plus one to fleet rolls of people. Um, yeah, I don't think either of these make sense in our system, but these are both there definitely are a lot of they're applicable to skill power. Climb. I think it's climb. Whatever. Skill. Damage revolve. Passive. Almost done. Once per session, true dies for value. That's really good. Power. Tab before power. Once per session. After. You gotta take back once per session. Undo what you did and do something else instead. That's crazy. Power. Take an action. Roll any rolls once per session. Those are. I guess those aren't the same. One of them you get to do something different. The other. That's way too strong. Those are both. Questionable because it's a game plus one energy level for the rest. That's funny. Um, also passive. Players would be so weird with this one. I don't know. Because, like, I think the obvious way to play it as a player is like this is a fun passive, but you'd want power to like you want to save your misses for like when he's paying a hard combat. So, you could potentially do this with other right. We're gonna go into this combat. Kiss me, bro. And I think that would be pretty fun. I don't know if it's good, like, eventually, uh, to do that to people. So that'll probably change, but that's just a fun. Um, anyway, power. Well, I think anyway. I think it's more the power pass. Last when you don't roll pass. Once per power. Break the killing blow on a creature. That's really good. Passive. With whatever we're doing. Uh, Noble or righteous gain. Next roll. Cowardly object. Likely harms others. +1/+2. More of powers, I think. Skill. Oh lord. Check the game. On this date, every game year. This date, every real year. And on your real birth, and obtain 10 gold by some means. Experience is gained from it as. Huh, that's cool. I would call this a fun wacky. Check the game date. On this date every game year, and this date every real year, and on your real an ally of your choice shows up at the start of the session. Oh, that's cool. Okay, those are both fun wacky. Once per session, cause whatever the most likely form of whoever the guards are to show up. Oh, I one session cause everything to absolutely go to shit and good for enemies, bad for everyone. Good. Um. Okay, so that second one is wacky fun. That first one is I don't know if it quite counts as wacky. Maybe it is. More of a power. Okay. Last one. Got the cool ones left. This is a wacky fun one. Once per session, random spell. Once per session, and do something horrible behind. Huh. That's power. Okay. And I want to do the one that I skipped, so I have 200. Um, 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 pass. Cool. We have finished counting. I am excited to enumerate those. Enumerate to enumerate these into percents and talk about them. Um, but I think first I'm going to take a short break. I talking so yeah, okay. I'm gonna take a quick break. But back. So thank you everyone who has been far. Second. Hey folks. Um, um, cool. Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna too. Mike is not hello. Yeah. Anyway, so back. Hello. I don't think I'm gonna, but I do want to, at the very least, you know, analyze the result that we got here, and maybe how we want to. So I'm gonna do that. So calculate and calculate percentages. All right. So there are 200 total results on this table. 100 results each options. I guess we probably don't need because it's just dividing by 200. Um, anyway, 13%. Every two. To 1%. Cool. So, you know, what we can take from this is, which is what we saw, is most of the stuff in the two-thirds of the stuff are kind of quirky, limited powers or situational passive. Situational passives are more like neat things, but occasionally you don't have to do anything. Turn them on, you get a bonus. Um, but they're kind of interesting. Um, limited powers are generally the stronger ones. That's two-thirds. And there are an okay number that increase, some skill increase, some combat stuff, and so yeah, we might. Um, Okay. So one of the most interesting disparities in my table, like what I my target actually, obviously limited powers. My limited powers is I think there's about like 10 of them, and there are like 6 times. Um, I don't know if that's true. I think I could be swayed on their um situational passives. I think there should be 20, 25 of them roughly. So our we use the higher range here of our what is it? 10, 55, 40. Huh. So if this were actually what we wanted, how do we compare? Um, our core stat increases are not too far off. Um, that offense, but limited powers we need cut like thirds of them. Situational passes we half of them. And wacky fun, maybe too many. Um, more penalty for AC. So that's interesting. Um, I don't know. I don't think I want a lot of work. Happy though. But we I'll I'll tweak these numbers. Start and I guess we have to read through, and that can be a separate pass, which maybe I'll do off, or maybe I'll do. I don't know. Else that we um kind of curious what I meant. Wow. There's a bunch of more backstory. Oh, I think maybe we did section on eek. Ah, okay. Wait, no. Well, that's important. Hmm. Yeah, I don't think there's a section on retainers, followers, or morale anywhere in these rules. Um, there probably should be. Kind of an oversight. Okay. Well, maybe that's what we'll do this time. Hotkeys failing miserably. Um, okay, cool. Well, since I don't really want to start their pass on the table, And I kind of wanted to do after stream anyway. I think I might just so yeah, slightly shorter time progress. So thank you everyone for helping me get things distracting me. Big thank you to you for watching and chatting and following. Very cool. Else you might be watching. I try to RPG stuff on Sundays at 8. Follow that, and I also play video games Thursdays 8 p.m. So, hell yeah! All right, I hope y'all enjoyed. I guys on Thursday probably. Oh, right, and I said there might be a gorilla stream, which is certainly a possibility. Possibly on 30th or 31st. But I will definitely see you guys on Thursday. So, hell yeah. I'll post another schedule for next week. Thanks for watching all, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.